Good day. Here are the stories for the Manila Times for Thursday, April 14, 2022. Presidential frontrunner Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. has kept his huge lead in the presidential race, favored by a majority of respondents in this month's KUWTT surveys. Based on the tabulation conducted nationwide from April 1 to 10 with 3,000 respondents, Marcos was a runaway winner with almost 62% of preference shares. At a very distant second was his closest rival, Vice President Maria Leonor Leni Robredo, who got 18.4%. Manila Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso, Senators Panfilo Ping Lacson and Emmanuel Manny Pacquiao were statistically tied in 3rd to 5th place with 6.5%, 6%, and 4.6% respectively. Splat Communications, the information and statistical data provider that works jointly with consulting firm Simplified Strategic Solutions to produce the KUWTT survey summaries, said only 27 days to go before the elections, the game is practically over considering Marcos's 43.6% vote lead. The Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases has adopted the 10-point policy agenda to hasten the recovery of the economy from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, Malacanang said on Wednesday. Acting Palace spokesman Martin Andanar said the IATF-EID reached a decision during its meeting on Tuesday. Andanar, who also serves as the spokesman for the IATF-EID, said local government units were enjoined to adopt the same policies, measures, and programs. Under Executive Order 166 signed by President Rodrigo Duterte last month, the adoption of the 10-point policy agenda will help fast-track economic recovery and drive broad-based expansions across productive sectors. Former Biliran Representative Glenn Chong and a doctor from the Manila Doctors Hospital on Tuesday took the witness stand at the trial of the case that seeks to stop the mass vaccination of minors against COVID-19. Appearing before Judge Maria Sherel de Castro Sansaet of Branch 222 of the Quezon City Regional Trial Court, Chong insisted that the mass vaccination conducted by the Department of Health was not mandated under Republic Act 11525 or the COVID-19 vaccination program. Dr. Benigno Agbayani meanwhile said the inoculation was only experimental in nature. Presida Rueda Acosta, chief of the Public Attorney's Office, who personally handled the case, was able to convince the judge to rule against the motion of the Office of the Solicitor General to dismiss the case for being moot and academic. The petitioners, broadcast journalist Dominic Almelor and Girly Samonte, are seeking an injunction against the vaccination program on the ground that the DOH violated Republic Act 11525 when it issued Memorandum 2022-0041 dated January 24, which requires the vaccination of minors aged 5 to 11 years old. Filipino Catholics were urged to practice humility as they commemorate today the Last Supper and washing of the feet of the 12 disciples by Jesus Christ. San Jose de Trozo Tondo Parish Priest Father Peterson Tieng of the Lorenzo Ruiz Mission Society told the Manila Times that the act was not a drama but of humility and serving others. Manila Archbishop Jose Cardinal Advincula will celebrate Mass today and perform the rite of the washing of the feet of 12 persons playing crucial roles in the May 9 national elections at the Manila Cathedral. To participate in the rite are 3 first-time voters, 2 members of the Electoral Board, 3 officials of the Commission on Elections, 3 members of the Parish Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting, and a member of the press. The Manila Times has again emerged as one of the country's top 10 most trusted news agencies in a recent survey by Publicus Asia. The pollster's first quarter survey for 2022 showed the Manila Times is at number 6 with a 34.8% trust rating, a notch higher than its number 7 position in 2021. CNN Philippines and GMA7 were declared the most trusted news outlets with 49.3% and 46.9% respectively. They were followed by the Philippine Daily Inquirer, Philippine Star, and Manila Bulletin. Others included in the top 10 were TV5, Sunshine Media Network International or SMNI, ABS-CBN, and the Manila Standard. Publicus said Rappler and ABS-CBN got the highest total low trust ratings at 43.5% and 37.8% respectively. It added that social media continues its dominance with a high usage rate of 74%. Television news was at a distant second at 55%, followed by radio news at 30.3% and print news at 26.4%. Publicus surveyed 1,500 respondents from March 30 to April 6. The respondents were randomly drawn from a pure spectrum market research data on 200,000 Filipinos. The survey has a ±3% margin of error. Topping business, the national government has issued a samurai bond to generate 70.1 billion yen that is about $600 million or 31 billion Philippine pesos, which would be used to fund its environmental, social, and governance efforts. With the sale of 5-year, 7-year, 10-year, and 20-year yen-dominated sustainability funds, the national government successfully tapped the Japanese market for the first time this year, the Bureau of the Treasury reported in a statement on Wednesday. It said despite having the shortest tenure of 5-year and stricter pricing compared to secondary levels, the government was able to reach a benchmark size for the transaction. It also took advantage of long-end demand by issuing the Samurai Market's first 20-year bond. In sports, Kyrie Irving produced a near-flawless display of shooting to fire the Brooklyn Nets into the NBA playoffs on Tuesday with a 115-108 victory over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Irving drained 12 of 15 from the field to finish with 34 points and 12 assists for the victory that sees Brooklyn into the best-of-7 series against the second-seeded Boston Celtics starting Sunday. Irving was backed by another commanding display from Kevin Durant, who finished with 25 points, 11 assists, and 5 rebounds. The Cavaliers will face the winner of the other Eastern Conference play-in game between the Charlotte Hornets and Atlanta Hawks for a place in the first round in the postseason. In the other play-in game, Anthony Edwards and D'Angelo Russell led the Minnesota Timberwolves to a hard-fought victory over the Los Angeles Clippers to clinch the 7th seed in the Western Conference. Edwards scored 30 points and Russell added 29 as the Wolves won 109-104 to set up a first-round playoff series against the second-seeded Memphis Grizzlies. The Russian use of chemical weapons must be condemned is today's Times editorial. Read the full version in the opinion section on Print, its digital edition, or listen to the voice of the Times. Antonio Contreras and Dian Macabenta are the featured columnists on page 1. Contreras writes about partisan politics and the death of critical thinking, while Macabenta talks about how the shady endorsement of Vice President Leni Robredo triggers a stampede of governors to Marcos. For more news and information, read the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and keep up with the Times. On behalf of the Manila Times, this is Eric John Sequo reporting. Have a safe Maundy Thursday.